Guys, I've had an epiphany moment, and I've got to apologize to Jamie Phillips because he's been banging this drum for months now. And I didn't think he deserved the fight with Ilia Topuria, but Paddy Pimblett, he should be the next challenger for the belt. The fight to make right now is Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett for the lightweight UFC World Championship. And the fight needs to be in the UK. I'm going to tell you why. Hope you're well, people. Please do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Right, guys, I'm just going to get straight into it. Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett needs to be the fight that the UFC make next. Now, I know there's talk about Justin Gaethje. I know there's talk about waiting for the result of the Makhachev fight. I don't care. And I say this with all the respect to Justin Gaethje because he has been a stalwart of the lightweight division. One of the most exciting fighters to ever fight in MMA, not just the UFC, not just in the lightweight division, but one of the most exciting fighters ever to fight in MMA, full stop. But I can't give Justin Gaethje a title match when he's 3-2 in his last 5, and 2 of those victories have come against Rafael Fiziev. And one of those was when Rafael Fiziev took the fight on short notice. Not to mention the fight before that, he was knocked out cold by Max Holloway. So if we're going based on him getting one win and then getting a title shot, then he doesn't have more credit in the bank, in my opinion, than Max Holloway, who's moved up a weight, beat him, moved back down and lost, granted, but then moved back up and beat Poirier. Poirier is a better win than Rafael Fiziev. Plus Holloway got a victory over Gaethje. So I know Gaethje's given the UFC an ultimatum and also said that, you know, if Paddy Pimblett gets the title shot, then he'll retire and will never fight for the UFC again. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. It is what it is, man. Like, I do think Paddy Pimblett deserves a title shot. In fact, you know what? Ahmed Sarukian deserves a title shot over everyone. But he's fighting Dan Hooker after UFC 322. So he's on the back burner, in my opinion. Ilia Topuria hasn't fought since he knocked out and beat Charles Oliveira, and Paddy Pimblett hasn't fought since he beat Michael Chandler. I'm going to tell you guys why this fight needs to happen. And I know you're going to say, wait to the Makhachev fight. What if Makhachev loses? If Makhachev loses, he's going to need some time out. He's going to need some time out because he's bulked up to get to 170. If he's going to go back down to 155, he's going to have to cut some of that muscle and some of that weight. Then he'll have to recuperate. Then he'll have a fight camp. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, early in the year, Muslims celebrate Ramadan as well. So that's another thing to consider. But regardless, I just keep coming back to Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, look, this beef started back years ago when Paddy Pimblett fought the O2 and Ilia Topuria fought Jai Herbert, and they had a little back and forth there. And Paddy Pimblett threw the hand sanitizer. Ilia punched him, and it all got a bit crazy. That's when the beef started. Then since then, we've just seen the beef develop and develop. They had a back and forth at a press conference. They've had back and forths in the media. But shall I tell you why this fight's so important? These two men are both undefeated in the UFC. They're the two biggest stars potentially in the lightweight division. And there are some big stars in there, but these two might be the biggest stars at the moment in the lightweight division. They're both in their prime. We can potentially get a trilogy or at least 2 fights out of these two. And the fight sells. It makes money. Like, it makes a lot of money. And I know the common consensus, especially from people who live in America, will be do this at Vegas or do this in New York, do this in America, get this on pay-per-view. Nah. Ilia Topuria has been calling for a card to be at Spain in the Bernabeu, Real Madrid Stadium. Now, I think it can be done, but I don't think UFC will get it done. So what's the next best thing? The O2. A lot of Ilia's fans are in Spain. From Spain to England is a very quick journey. Not to mention, Paddy Pimblett is from the UK, from Liverpool. So he's not a Londoner, but the support he'll have in that arena will be crazy. But the support Topuria will have will also be crazy. Let's not forget, there are people in this country who aren't big fans of Paddy and are bigger fans of Ilia Topuria. This is a European clash with world implications. This should be fought in Europe. Now, I know the pay-per-view will be at a different time. I know, but look, in the Paramount era, you don't really have to worry about pay-per-view, right? Because it's be streamed. So if people miss it, they can go back and watch it. This is the fight to make, and it should be made in London in the O2. Now, am I being selfish because I want to go to the fight and it'll be easy to get to? Yes, I am. No shame in my game. But I tell you one thing, guys. If this fight happens at the O2 in London, it will break all records that have been collected at that arena. It will break all records. And if you top the card, so if that's the main event, and you pack out the rest of the card with fights like MVP, Leon Edwards, depending on how he comes through his fight with Carlos Prates, Lerone Murphy, Arnold Allen. The UK has some top talent right now. Look, dare I say it? Dare I say this could even be a co-main event to Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane 2. Guys, you have 2 title fights involving 2 Englishmen. This should be at the O2. And guess what? Their opponents are both from European countries as well. Spain for Ilia Topuria, but he also represents do you know, it's gone. But Spain, you get it, right? Spain and Georgia, there it is. Also represents Georgia as well. So you got England versus Spain / Georgia, England versus France. Guys, it's right there. And you know, this has inspired me to make a little potential London card for next year. Now, there's been no official date for when UFC come to London, but it's usually around the March time and then usually again around July time. The one in March needs to be a pay-per-view. Get Aspinall versus Gane 2, get Topuria versus Pimblett on that fight card. It will do crazy numbers. Now, I know there's an argument to say, well, Paddy and Topuria just could headline their own card and make their own money. Yeah, they could. But imagine if they're both on the same card. Because you can't leave Tom and Cyril Gane to wait until July when they next come back over. And I don't think it's fair for Tom as the champion to have to go to France to fight. Get the fight done, man. Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett is the money fight, and they need to make it now. People, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Just get the fight done, UFC. Please, respectfully. My name's Callum, representing the Sanderson show. Mind how you go.